Hello, Kimera Hashiv and you. It's Misha Joseph and I'm Pashlich and an Alaba. I guess Hami Glan and you. Hami Glan, I guess Hami Abrian Gaelic. Okay, so Hami Glan, I'm fine today. Hami Abrian, I'm speaking Gaelic. I guess how a Iansachach Gaelic. You're learning Gaelic. Hami a brian Gaelic. How a Iansachach Gaelic. Today, we're going to look at the Gaelic word for voice, which is gu. It doesn't sound very nice, does it, when we think of how we use it in English? Let's go and have a look. Hick. Come. Hick. Kirst maha. Right then. Kirst maha. Let's have a little look. If we just scroll up first of all, these are our new phrases of today. Hami a brian Gaelic. I'm speaking Gaelic. How ag ionsachach Gaelic. You're learning Gaelic. This is the verb iansachach. Now remember, as we've spoken about before, in Gaelic, when you make these present tense sentences, it's always I am a doing, I am a going, I am a thinking, I am a learning. So this little R is a bit like the English, a doing, a going, a thinking. You know, the way we did in Old English. That's the best way to explain this. So hami a brian Gaelic, how ag iansachach Gaelic. Now, this here is not exactly a Y sound, but because of the G, you can't really avoid the Y. If you listen to it, it often sounds like Ionsachach, but with the G, it becomes a Agionsachach Gaelic. Now, like other things in Gaelic, not everyone has exactly the same pronunciation, but in my understanding, as we develop a standard in Gaelic, Ionsachach is what you should be hearing, at least these days, in Gaelic media. Right, let's continue. I have some examples here. Fachclin. Now, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, or a few lessons ago. Fachclin. Words. Na. Cloinje. Cloinje. Okay, so two ends make a kind of a Y-ish sound. I've written it here. Cloinje. I'll just make that red for the sake of consistency. So, words of the children, if we make all of this one sentence, Fachclin na cloinje. Now be careful of this na, because it doesn't exactly mean of. It's sometimes used as a plural for the article, which you may have seen already. Okay, so of isn't exactly appearing here. But let's continue with more examples. Okay, so I was telling you just a second ago there that the Gaelic word for voice is gu, and you can see how it sounds like here, gu. It doesn't sound very nice. The th is silent because gu in English, of course, is that's gooey. It's a horrible thing to see or to touch. So gu crovi is a deep male voice, or a male deep voice, as I've written it here. Okay, gu crovi. So, of course, you could make sentences out of that, you know, about what people have. Ha gu crovi akum. I have a deep voice. I don't think I have, but it's the way you could make a sentence. Okay, this is a good one. Voicemail. It's a little bit different. This is not post like in English. It's more of a bust. Guha. Oh, it doesn't sound very nice, does it? Post guha. So that's voicemail, the telephone. And of course, you have guye, the voice of God. We were talking about some Lenten words last time. So obviously that's good. Further down here, Gaidheal, voice of the Gaels. Okay, there's a podcast from Australia, at least there used to be. I remember a long time ago, I was in touch with a girl called Rachel Hay. She was doing a podcast called Gàidheal in Australia. She was a native Australian person. I don't know if that's still around, but you could search for it, Gàidheal, voice of the Gaels. And the sound here, Gàidheal. Gael, like the woman's name or the wind, storm. Right, voice of the Lord, you have Gu na Cherna. Okay, now there's no lenition here, okay, but you can see there is lenition elsewhere in other words. So you need to be careful with that. And also, although I'm using na, in this case, nan, Gàidheal, there's no lenition here because it's the same as in English. You don't usually say the when you're doing your prayers to God. It's just, oh God, not oh the God. You know, it's not something that carries an article. So it's not always needed. The same here, fackle, yay. Fackle, yay. I'll just make that a bit clearer to make it match the other one. Fackle, yay. You see how easy it is not to say that correctly? I was saying fackle, yay. Fackle, yay is the correct way to say it. I have heard in different dialects this just being fackle. Be careful because it's an easy mistake to make to forget that second bit. Fackle, 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 yay is how you should be saying it, okay? And then you've got, if you want to say word of life, fackle, behe, behe. So just a change in intonation there for life. And facklin, behe, words, plural of life. I think we saw the word for words up here. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, be careful with that. Facklin and fackle. Yay. Fackle. Behe. So my voice went down in the second bit there. Like saying in English, you know. So just to recap then for today, hami abrian Gaelic, how ag iansachach Gaelic. Facklin na cloinye, words of the children. Gu crovi, gu crovi, gu croviacum. Post. Interesting here about how this changes. So post becomes more of a pust, and this here isn't simply gu, it's gu ha. So a bit of a change there. Guye, voice of God. Gu Nangale, if you say it fast, the last N falls off. Gu Nangale. I told you about the podcast as well, Rachel's podcast. Gu na chierna, che. If there was an H in there, and there isn't, but if there was, of course, it would become herna. Right, fackle, yay, fackle. You see how easy it is for me to forget that? Fackle, yay. Fackle, behe. Facklin, behe. There we are for words of life. Okay? And that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. So all that's left for me to say is Chiri and Razda. Until next time.